Well, you're probably curious why I have all these smartwatches here and what we're going to do with them. Well, this review actually is not about any of the watches that you see here. It's about the Wyze Activity Fitness Tracker that I have on my wrist. So let's get into it and see. Actually, I'm going to take that guy off first. And we'll explain why we have all these watches on here. So the reason I have all the watches here is because I wanted to do a comparison between the Wyze Activity Fitness Tracker and these Android based smartwatches. This is actually not an Android based smartwatch. This is the Tick Watch or Tick Band. So it uses their own proprietary OS on there, but the rest of these are using Wear OS. These run the gamut. This is actually the very first one I ever bought. This is the Huawei Watch original, or one, whichever, it goes by different names, but this is the original stainless steel. It's a beautiful watch, and I still wear it, but it's not, hasn't been updated in several years by Huawei. This is the Tick Watch C, and it's been updated about maybe 6 months ago. It was updated by Tick Watch. This is the Michael Kors MK Go, and this one is running the Qualcomm 3100 processor, versus these were running the older 2100 processors. And then this is actually my favorite smartwatch. This is the Tick Watch Pro 3 running the latest 4100 Qualcomm processor, and I love this watch. And I'll probably do a review of this one, even though it's been out for over a year. But I've had it for maybe 6 or 7 months, and I absolutely love this watch. But like I said, today we're going to be talking about the Wyze Activity Fitness Tracker watch, and it is this is a very interesting watch because Wyze has got its hands in all kinds of stuff, right? They started out with cameras, and they moved on to the headphones and scales, and they got a whole mess of different things that they do now. And when they first released the fitness tracker several months ago, I think they released a size 47 millimeter or 45 millimeter. This is the actual 47 millimeter, but it wasn't terribly well received because they just weren't into doing watches, right? I've had this one for over a month now, and I have to tell you that whatever issues the original one had, and I don't have access to the original one, so I can't compare that, but whatever issues it had, they really have resolved in this watch. This, even though it is called a watch, it's more fitness tracker than full-blown watch as compared to these full-blown Android watches, right? You can't do separate applications in this on this fitness tracker watch. It's basically what's built in to the operating system. So it's probably more akin to the Tick Band than a watch, but it is definitely more advanced than the Tick Band, right? So the Tick Band is more like a Fitbit style, type thing. If you're familiar with Fitbit, then you're going to be familiar with Tick Band, and you basically have like this one touch button here, and it just kind of cycles through these different things, right? And it's a sleep tracker, and counts your steps and that sort of thing. And I think you can even track a run, but that's pretty much it. You're not going to be able to do much more than that with this guy, and I've become disappointed with Tick Watch, because their integration with Google Fit has been broken for several months due to some of the changes that Google Fit has made to their platform, and they haven't gotten on the ball and fixed it yet. So I basically use this guy as a step counter and a sleep tracker, basically over the evening into the morning before I actually put on one of my other Android watches to actually do my workouts and track my real runs and that sort of thing. But because the integration is broken, this guy basically has become a brick it still logs all of the information to the Tick application on your phone, but I want to have one unified place to have all my medical metrics, and that's Google Fit, which it's just that integration's broken. So hopefully they'll get on the ball and fix that at some point. But for right now, I wanted to get something that could still perform, basic tracker stuff and sleep tracking in the evening, but without having to wear a big old watch. Because, I could always put on the TicWatch Pro 3 and it does a great job of sleep tracking with its really fast processor. But, that guy's pretty big. It's a big watch. And I don't want something this big on my wrist. So you're saying, well, this guy doesn't look like it's much. It looks like it's longer and probably just at least as wide as a TicWatch Pro. But I tell you what, wearing it in the evening, even though this guy is actually pretty thick, it's very comfortable to wear. I don't know what it is about it, but the design it's a very comfortable design to wear. I've worn this one for sleeping, and it's worked fine while I slept as well too. But it just, for some reason, this one, as I sleep, I don't really think about it. It's there and it does its thing, and it's tracking the sleep, and I just don't feel it while I'm sleeping as much as I do with any other one like this one. So anyway, that being said, that was the primary reason I wanted to get this one and see how that worked. And what I found, that I've read a lot of information about it before I got it, and a lot of people were complaining that the synchronization with Google Fit, and even with its own, the Wyze app, because it synchronizes with the Wyze app, was horrible. That it just wasn't picking up or synchronizing your steps or sleep or anything along those lines. Well, the firmware update that Wyze pushed to this device a couple of months ago fixed all of that. Like I said, I've been using it now for almost a month. This thing is rock solid. It tracks my sleep perfectly every day. It tracks my steps, heart rate. Everything is tracked perfectly. I haven't seen a single issue drop with it. I was going to try to do my heart rate right now, but we don't want to do that because it's not on my wrist. So. But it tracks all of that information, plus it synchronizes, with your apps on your phone from a notification perspective. Notifications are pretty basic, right? So it's gonna, I guess here we'll look at that. Let's look at this one here, right? My Windows Home Server backup results, it's not giving me any of the details in that message. So it's basically kind of giving you the header of the message, right? But at least you can, as you're wearing it, you get notifications that you got some kind of a notification. Then if you really want all the details, you look at it on your watch. Versus on these devices where they're running, full-blown Wear OS, you can actually read the whole message, you can respond to the message. You can't do any of that with this guy here. But that's the reason why I say it's more of a tracker watch-ish type device rather than an actual watch. It is water resistant to IP68, so you can go swimming with it. You can take a shower with it. You can wash your hands with it. If you go swimming in the pool, because it really is only freshwater rated, right, you can't go very deep, right? So maybe splashing around in the pool and stuff, I wouldn't go diving with it, obviously. You're going to break it if you do. And it also has an O2 sensor on it as well, too, so you can change your oxygen. You can check your oxygen saturation with this app right here. And then it has all these other apps that are kind of built into it, right? So it's a stopwatch, timer. You can put favorites. So if you have Wyze devices, like I've got a bunch of Wyze cameras, so you can actually put shortcuts on here to do different things. Turn the cameras on, off, turn the recording on and off, that sort of thing. And you have weather and your settings. So it's pretty basic. Oh yeah, and I'm sorry, you can also track a run or a walk with it as well too. So and there it goes. But it is pretty basic. Once you go into a particular setting, like right now, I can't, if I try to do anything outside of this, You know, you can't get out of it. The only way to get out of it is to hit the button on the side, and then it's gonna, you know, stop the run. Are you sure you want to stop it? And then hit OK. You can't, like a normal Wear OS or an Apple Watch or anything, you can't do multitasking, right? You can't just start an exercise and then go look at the timer, look at the weather. You can't do that. It's a one-stop shop. So you're going to do one thing, you're going to get done doing that thing, and you can go do something else. Checking your heart rate. You know, now it'll do heart rate. It does constant heart rate in the background, so it will do that for you. And it'll count your steps in the background, that sort of thing. But as far as application-based things, it will only do whatever application you're looking at that time, and that's it. You won't have an option to do anything else. What it does very well, but don't look to this as a replacement for any of these devices, because it will not replace any of these devices, unless all you're looking for is a fitness tracker on some steroids. It does a little bit more than a standard fitness tracker like this guy would do, right? So if you want a more powerful Fitbit that looks like a Apple Watch-ish, then, you know, this is for you. If you're wanting an Android watch, full-blown Android, or an Apple Watch, this isn't going to do it, right? You have to get an actual watch to do it. Now, interesting enough, because of what this does, you know, this thing starts up so unbelievably fast. Let me shut it off and show you how fast this guy starts up compared to the fastest watch in this. Okay, so this is the TicWatch Pro 3 with the fastest, you know, Android-based Qualcomm 4100 processor on it. And we're going to go ahead and give him a head start. So we'll start him up. Okay, so he's going there. I'm going to press the power button on this guy. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4. It's up. So from the time I pressed the power button, it actually took 2 seconds to start up. Look where we are here. All right, so you know, this really is kind of like a pick up and go. When you're ready to, you know, you're ready to do whatever, it's ready to go. Now, TicWatch Pro still started up way faster than any of these other watches. If I were to start these other guys up, these would take almost a minute a piece to start up. This guy started up in maybe less than 30 seconds. So, you know, he's good to go. I just have to put my swipe in there, and then, which I'm not going to do on the camera, obviously, but and he'll do his thing, and he's ready to go. 2 seconds. That's it. 2 seconds. That's all it took for this guy to start up. It's pretty amazing. So once again, whatever issues you've read about the Wyze watch from a synchronization perspective, as far as I can tell, have been resolved. That thing synchronizes perfectly, and even synchronizing throughout the day. I actually have it paired with my tablet, because I have these other guys paired with my Note 8. But it literally is like just a few seconds and it synchronizes. So I can look at Google Fit throughout the day, and I can see my heart rate metrics, and I can see my respiration, all those metrics. As it records it on here, it's writing it to Google Fit. Obviously, it's got to connect to the tablet in order to do it. But as long as Bluetooth is connected on that tablet, and the tablet's on the internet, which it obviously is all the time, this thing is literally writing live. And I can go to Google Fit and say, oh, heart rate, last updated 33 seconds ago. It is that instantaneous, which I'm amazed, because even Google Fit, even Wear OS doesn't write things that rapidly. Its own native OS and application will not write back to Google Fit as fast as this guy does. I was blown away when I saw that. So it is super cheap. I mean, we're talking less than $30 for this device, and you get a more powerful tracker, and that, you know, that works well, I gotta tell you. So anyway, hope this was helpful, and maybe help you decide whether you want to get a full-blown smartwatch or a tracker on steroids. Either way, we'll see you at the next review.